welcome back to my channel and another video here. Today I have my goals, my yearly goal setting video. I make one of these every year and I love setting goals for myself. I don't know what it is. I'm a big goal setter, especially like at the beginning of the year. I really like to set a larger goal and break it up across maybe 12 months or so to kind of determine how I can make that goal by the end of the year. I do this not only in obviously my nail polish setting, which is what we're doing today, but I also, have health and fitness, I have finance goals, I have goals for like my crafts and things like that. I love achieving goals. Like I just like achievements. I don't know what it is. I like checking off a box and being like, I did that. It makes me feel complete. I don't know what it is. What I've been doing every year so far is I talk to you guys about my goals from last year and whether I met them or not, and then I set some new goals and talk to you guys about how I plan to achieve them and why I set those goals. And for some reason, I love sets of 3. So I always set, for whatever category I'm in, I always set 3 goals. It's just the way I am. I don't know, 3 just seems like the perfect number. So we're going to talk about my previous 3 goals, how I did with them. I'm going to tell you about 3 new goals, but before we get into that, I want to talk to you just some quick statistics from last year's entire polish wearing era. So last year in 2023, I wore a total of 125 different nail polishes. And that doesn't include general swatching. So just 125 separate manicures and pedicures. And then obviously I swatched a bunch more for videos and things like that. But of the full hand manis that I wore, 125 polishes. And from those 125 polishes, 72 were new or untried. Don't worry about it. I have a lot of untrieds. The thing is with me, with untrieds, is even if I've swatched it, like if I've done like a 4-finger photo swatch, because like when you see my like hand swatches, my thumb's not painted most of the time. I just do the 4 fingers and take the picture and take it off and go to the next one. That doesn't count as worn to me. I'm talking like full manicure. So some of them have swatch photos, but I don't count them as worn, or like they're not tried, But yeah, 72 of the polishes I wore last year were new or like first time wearing as a full mani. The color I wore the most of, I bet you guys could probably guess, it's green. And I wore 34 greens. So that, I guess I was just like, oh, I wore the most. And then I was like, oh, only 34? I don't know why. That just doesn't seem like that many. But out of 125 polishes, that's 27%. So over a quarter of the manicures that I wore last year were some sort of green. The color I wore the least of was actually a 3-way tie, and I only wore each of these colors once, which that was kind of weird. So they were silver, which I'm not surprised, white, which again, absolutely not surprised that I'm actually surprised that I even wore it once. I don't wear white polish. And gray, which did shock me because I love a gray polish. I really like wearing gray polish, so I'm surprised I didn't wear more. And then the top 3 brands that I wore were Holo Taco. I wore 14 polishes from them last year. Color Club and Orly were tied at 7 polishes apiece. And then ILNP at 6 polishes, which that surprised me because I only have like 10-ish polishes. I don't have that many ILNPs, so I wore most of my ILNPs. So those were my just like quick little stats. If you have any like other stats you want to know, just let me know down in the comments. I will try to respond. And then let's go into the goals I set one by one in 2023 and address them because I didn't do well. So number 1, the first goal was wear every topper I own once. I said if I wore like 2 a week, I'd manage, but you know what? I absolutely failed. I don't remember how many toppers I had at the beginning of the year, but I definitely continued to buy more toppers throughout the year. I ended the year with around 150 toppers, according to my nail polish list. And I wore, in 2023, 11. That's not even 10%. Like, Oh my gosh, what? How did I do that? What a bad goal. Like, what? I love toppers. I love them so much, and you wouldn't know it because I never wear them. They're so cute. You know, they get me. They suck me in. How did I? And towards the end of the year, I thought I was like, oh, I was wearing some toppers. I was like, all right, I'm doing good. No, I wore 11 toppers over the course of 365 days. Over the course of 125 manicures, I wore 11 toppers. Okay. So that's a fail. My second goal was I wanted to swatch at least 360 polishes, and I really thought this was going to be like a gimme. I thought this was going to be really easy because I swatched a lot the previous year for videos, and I failed. I only swatched 213 new polishes, and again, like by that I just mean like those were polishes that I had yet to photograph on my nails. So any polish that I wore that I had already taken a photo of, like that didn't count as like a new swatch. So there's some polishes I wore and took pictures of that I did have older pictures of. I just took a new picture, but those don't count towards that number. Yeah, I thought I was gonna make that one, and I didn't. Again, this is the first year I think I've flopped so hard. And then goal number 3 was I wanted to stick to a budget for my nail polish, which if you watch me over the last year, you've heard me rattle off about my budget, about the numbers throughout all of my hauls. I never once went over. In fact, I was under every single month and rolled money over every single month. Flying colors, I passed that one with. Like when it financially, if any goal is going to be met, if any goal is important to me, it's the financial ones. And so I am glad that I achieved this goal, but I also feel like it was the one I was most confident about because I know myself and I'm very uptight about money. So I kind of knew I was going to get this one. So yeah, like I achieved that, but it was like, was it really that hard for me? Not really. I feel like I did. It was pretty easy, especially as money rolled over and I had more every month to spend. It just became very simple. So 1 out of 3, Mediocre Manis is my name. I'm living up to it. So what are my goals for this year, 2024? I obviously did a garbage job last year. That's okay. You're allowed to flop every now and again, but I think that my priorities did change a little bit throughout that year as well, which when your priorities change, sometimes your goals need to change too, and that's just what happens. This is honestly just a fun little thing for me. It's not like anything like hinges on me achieving them or not. It's just like almost like a little goalpost I like to set for myself, you know, like in my day-to-day life. Like the goals that really matter are probably my health and finance goals the most, and then it's like my craft goals and my nail goals are just fun little things that I like to do to encourage myself within my hobbies. But with that said, I will set 3 more goals with you guys, and then we will again at the end of the year, beginning of next year, talk about them and see how I did. So the first goal is I want to work more on my untrieds. I want to beat my untrieds from last year, which I believe I said was 72. So I just have to wear at least 73 untrieds, and all right, cool. I don't think this will be hard because I do often try to prioritize polishes that I haven't worn yet when I go to pick a polish. And yes, I do have that many untrieds in my collection. I have more than that. So I don't know the number. I don't want to highlight it and find out. Don't need to know. Out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, I just want to get through some untrieds. I don't know if I'll ever get my untrieds down to a manageable level because it's just like I buy a lot of nail polish and things like that. But I would like to wear the stuff that I buy, you know, and so I want to wear as many untrieds as I possibly can throughout this year. Goal number 2. All right, we're doing this one. I don't know. It's wear 20 toppers. So I want to revisit the topper goal, but hopefully make it a little bit more reasonable. Because like I said, I love toppers. Like a little magpie. I like funky, chunky, weirdo glitters and things like that. It's just that I don't remember to incorporate them into my manicures, or I pick a color and then by the time I go to look at my toppers, I'm like, nothing's gonna work with it. I don't know. It's just, I need to start putting toppers on my monthly nail polish rack and then I'll think about them. So what I'll do is I'll pick 2 to 3 toppers every month at a minimum and throw them on the rack. And then hopefully when I go to pick my manicure, I'll be like, oh yeah, I should wear that, you know? Hopefully I wore 11 last year, so it's only 9 more. It's only 9 more. Let's see if I can do it. And my third and final nail polish goal for 2024 is to swatch as many or more than I did in the previous year. Kind of like my untried goal. I just want to meet or exceed the number. I really, like I said, I've always been saying this, but I want to build up a swatch library, and it's really convenient for me when I have to reference a polish in a video that I don't have to take a new swatch photo every single time. So I'm trying to build up just like a swatch library of my hands swatching the polishes so that I have as many and maybe someday all of my polishes swatched and I have photos of them. Like that's the dream. I enjoy swatching quite a lot, but it truly is a labor of love. I don't get paid to swatch. I don't swatch for any brands. Like brands don't send me polishes specifically to be swatched. I get PR for sure, but it's not like I'm not a swatcher who like receives any kind of compensation or whatever. It's just something I do because I enjoy it. However, swatching can take a lot out of you because it's like it's like you're sitting hunched over in a room for however many hours, you're breathing in all that nail polish, you get like a headache. You gotta get the perfect manicure, and like for me, if I don't swatch the polishes in the right order and I get glitter on my fingers and it just ruins the next like 6 swatches, it's a lot to do, and it's a lot of time that could be used for something that's probably like 40 times more productive than taking pictures of paint on my nails that, you know, only I really care about, but I love doing it. It's just sometimes, man, sometimes I'll swatch like 10 polishes in a row and then I'm like, all right, I'm done for the day. Time to paint my nails for real. And it's just like, like right now I got nothing on my nails, and that's not because I was swatching, but because it's too dang cold. But like, I just think about like, I gotta sit down, I gotta paint them all for real. And it's a lot, and I love it. And I love having my swatch library, and I love like the methodicalness that I have of painting my nails. But sometimes you're just like, I am not in the mood. But yeah, those are my nail goals. I never set channel goals. Personally, like it's just, I do this for fun. Like I don't ever want YouTube. I already treat every hobby I have like it's my job. I'm like, I have to do this much from this. And it's like, I don't want to make it worse for myself. I'm the type of person where I'm like, if I'm not being productive, I'm a failure. And so I don't want YouTube to become so numbers focused for me. So it's like, as much as I'm like, I'm so glad that my channel is consistently growing, slow but steady, you know. And I'm so grateful that I get ad revenue and that I get PR and things like that. I'm not really out here trying to hit certain subscriber goals or anything like that because I'm just happy to be here, happy to be doing it. So I never really set YouTube goals. In my head, I'm like, oh, it would be cool if I hit 4,000 by the end of the year or something like that. But it's not something that I think about. In fact, I don't look at my subscriber count that often. And sometimes when I open up the YouTube app to check, I look at my ad revenue more than I look at my subscriber. I'm like, how much money did I make? No, and then sometimes I'll see the subscriber count and I'm like, cool. But I never want to get to the point where it's like, I notice when it goes up and down and up and down. Like that'll drive me crazy. Because I don't want to sit there and be like, why did they unsubscribe? Why don't they like me? Like, I don't need that in my life. So I just don't set those types of goals. It just makes it mentally less taxing. So let me know down below what kind of goals you have, whether it be nail related or just normal New Year's resolutions. If you want to share those with me, go ahead. I definitely have some other goals as well. Like I have a lot of crafting goals. Like I want to finish some of my bigger crafts. I definitely want to get my health more on track. And obviously financially, we're saving for a wedding. So I need to be putting money away. So those are some of my other goals. But yeah, let me know down below and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.